All right, Andy Stevenson here in Team KF with Taka Mhandu, who is back on SevereMMA, taking on Rory Evans this Saturday at Cage Warriors Dublin. How are you?
I'm very good, Andy. Thank you very much for your time. It's good to be back on SevereMMA.
How are you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel confident. Feel ready to rock. You know, everything's good. The whole camp's been good. Injuries were minimal. I feel like I've taken big jumps since the last time, and my confidence has kind of been really just growing with each fight, building on each win, kind of gaining momentum and kind of feeling like my amateur self again, even though that's so far removed from who I am now.
I was chatting with Chris the other day, and I don't know if he'll get angry at me for saying this, but I'll take it. I was asking who is standing out right now in the gym, and he said you.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's told you that.
No, I know Chris, so he knows me. He knows not to say any of that stuff to me just because he thinks it gets to my head. And I was like, I'll take the foot off the gas. But I know I've been looking very good at the minute. I know I've been putting in the work, and like I was saying, the confidence thing. It's all just about how you feel on the inside. And I feel like I've really been finding my rhythm again, and I'm finding myself. You know, fighting for me is like a journey of life. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like the more I become in touch with myself, the better and more mature I become as a person outside of the ring, outside of training. The more influential and beneficial it is going into the ring, going into training. So I feel like now over the last while, I think I was talking to you before. It probably would have been before the April card last year when I lost. Just talking about how confident I was, how good training was, how direct everything was. Just all the messing was to the side, and still went out there. Didn't go my way, but picked myself back up, train even harder, and just kind of seeing that as an opportunity for either just to show what my character really is like and kind of build back to where I was. And now I feel like I'm finally back to where I was now, a full year later on. But look, I got there in the end. So at the minute, it's just a matter of just kind of building on that, and my confidence is through the roof. So that's probably why Chris sees that now.
What is clicking right now, or why is it clicking right now?
Honestly, it's just I don't know. I feel like it's more like I was saying, the maturity thing. I feel like just as time's gone on, obviously the talent was always there, the skill was always there. It was just more my attention to the things that were lacking in some areas in my game. So now my grappling's come on a lot. I'm subbing people now. I'm taking people down. I'm a complete mixed martial artist, and I'm not like a one-trick pony. Even though my main strength would be my power and obviously my hands and stuff like that. So I've been putting a lot more time into that and kind of making sure that, because Chris, actually funny enough, Chris said to me he felt like I'd let everyone down because I hadn't been putting people stiff. And then that, you know, I took that to heart, and this, you're gonna see on Saturday that I took it to heart because I'm gonna put this fella out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's the missing link right now? Because we talked before about the I'm forgetting your man's name. I always do this.
Benoit Blanc?
No, the lad you beat up at 145.
Ogborn.
Ogborn,
yeah.
Where that was a dismantling performance, and then you got the late stoppage. Do you feel like it's that emphatic finish that you need to kind of elevate you to a guy who, we've obviously talked about it on the Irish scene, but for people to stand back and take notice and think, okay, hang on, he's the next guy that's going to break out from Cage Warriors?
No, I don't think it needs to be emphatic. I feel like if I could just continue breaking people down and I can continue just dismantling people like I did to Ogborn and then hurting them badly, I feel like that'll be enough for people to finally start paying attention. And I feel like that's what I need to do. And I feel like in the last fight, obviously coming off the loss in Dublin at the start of the year, I was almost a little bit hesitant kind of going into it. Well, not hesitant, I was hesitant going into the fight, obviously, but I'd come off a win. But I just needed to get that kind of, those cobwebs, I need to get that juju out of my mind from the last time out in Dublin. So, obviously I played a little bit safer, I'm kind of working off my jab, but this time around, I'm still going to be playing it safe, but I'm coming in with a different game plan, and it's going to be a different version of me looking to go out there and stop the show at any point between round 1 and round 3. You
got your redemption in Dublin with the win last time out. Did that take a weight off your back at all, or does that even play into anything?
It did to a certain point, I just wanted to go out there and want to get the win, but obviously coming off in such an emphatic performance, I almost feel like I let myself down because I know how much better I can be, and I knew the performance that I should have been putting on. So it was one of them ones where it was a weight lifted, but it was also I lifted off, I took off one weight and picked up another one because I knew myself I should have finished that fight. I could have finished him, but I played it safe, which isn't a bad thing. Do you know what I mean? I won every round, won basically every second, every minute of the fight. But at the end of the day, it's just I want to go out there and I want to perform. I want to show people that I am one of the best in Europe, and I know it, and I really do believe that now.
I mean, to be fair, you did. I remember chatting to you after you were smothered with a cold as well.
Yeah.
But what you were saying and what you were saying a minute ago there was around your grappling, that you were able to show, the strides that you've made in your offensive and your defensive grappling, etc. is that a real focus heading into this one, it sounds like?
Yeah, like it's a focus. It's just something to have there in the back pocket. You know, I'm a complete mixed martial artist. I'm not like before. I would have been like Chris would have been like the floor is lava. You know, like in my mind, I was like I can't be on the floor, can't be on the floor, can't be on the floor. Now I'm like I don't mind it. You know what I mean? It's not the worst thing in the world. Like before, I would have been almost panicking once I hit the ground not because I wasn't good at grappling, but it was because I had built up so much in my head to never be there. Now I'm like I can play. I've been fucking training for 6 years now. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing comfort levels. You know, and it's a mental. Like I was saying, everything for me is a mental side of it, and it's really kind of accepting how good I am in that area and not thinking that that's like a weakness of mine. You know, it's finding strength in those little things and obviously putting a lot of time and effort into it and kind of addressing the issues that were problems before, just to make sure that they're not problems anymore.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a recurring thing that I always seem to bring up when I'm here is this ranking between yourself and the two Shelly brothers. Like, does that mean that you are finally off the bottom of this ranking table?
I feel like I'm finally off the bottom of the ranking. I really I would love to finish this fight in a submission, but like it all depends. You know, if it presents itself, it presents itself. But that's not the game plan. Like I'm still it's still between me and Adam, Joe. Like me and Adam are both tied at second here, and I really want to get that sub so I can look at Adam.
They're not here today. They ganged up on you last time. They separately both said that you were dead last.
I was dead last. I was dead last, and I'll admit it. You know, like I'm honest with myself. I was dead last. But
what do you think they'd say now?
I feel like now, like I'm like it's getting to where like I'm like my grappling's good, man. You know, it's very good, and I have a lot of confidence, and I'm getting a lot more success in it because I have the confidence in it. And because before I would have been like, oh no, like you know, like something I would have went for like a little trip or something like that, and not got it. And I'm like, great, grand. I'm just gonna go back to my feet and strike. Now I'm like, no, I'm gonna follow you to the ground, and I'm gonna keep working for something. So I feel like I'm getting up there. Like it's gonna matter. It's gonna be who gets the purple belt first. It's gonna be who gets the purple belt first.
Yeah, the race is on.
The race is on, and like I think I'm like obviously the lads are like we're all at the exact same level when it comes to the belt system, and like obviously they don't mean that much to us, but whoever gets that purple belt first, I feel like is going to be the one that's going to be the top grappler now at the moment.
You did an interview there recently with with Katie Hunter of MMA UK, and you were saying, you know, we talked a lot about, you've spoken openly about the mental side and how the last time I spoke to you, I think you were saying how it was all about the confidence and kind of that overcoming those confidence issues that you maybe had earlier in your career. But what you said to her, what I thought was interesting, was that the enjoyment is back, like the happiness is back.
Yeah, definitely.
Was that missing even say last camp when you were confident, you didn't have any kind of mental struggles in as far as your capabilities, but was there an enjoyment issue? Or?
Yeah, I feel like the enjoyment now, I feel I was enjoying it to a certain point, you know what I mean? But like everything changed when I turned professional, you know? It became a lot more serious, and at the time I was never a serious person, and people tell you around me I wasn't really a serious person. I would just kind of just go with the flow, do whatever. So I feel like now, like the fun has been put back into it for me, and like you're saying, the last camp, I was enjoying it. You know, it was having great fun and whatnot, but it was also on my mind. I was thinking about that I can't lose. You know, I was thinking, I can't lose this fight. I can't lose this fight. I just need to win. You know, I was thinking about just needing to win. Now I'm like, I want to go out there and enjoy it. I want to go out there and just show the improvements. I just want to go out there and have fun and just enjoy the moment. And you'll see that from me walking out. Like you're going to see that I want to be having fun, and it's going to be my night.
Yeah. We were chatting before, and you were saying like that Omran's win of the UAE Warriors title, and obviously he's in the Ultimate Fighter house now. So we'll have to find out how he does there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
But that's given a bit of a boost to the gym, has it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's given, especially to the lads, the pro lads now. Like all of us the standard has just been lifted. You know what I mean? Because starting the year off like that, and obviously last year we had like a bit of a turbulent year, you know. We didn't get the results that we wanted, and usually and obviously that happens in like sport teams, it happens in football, it happens in boxing, it happens in whatever. You're not always going to be the best, and you're not always going to get the results you want, and the skills aren't always going to reflect the results. But this year he kicked it off now with a big emphatic win. You know, he got the belt, and like it's just the way it happened. It was like a Rocky movie, and then the fact that he's in the Ultimate Fighter, you know, it's all coming together now, and I feel like all of the lads are kind of really seeing where like the work we've been putting in the last couple of years is finally going to start bearing fruits. And like now, hopefully he does well in this Ultimate Fighter now, gets his foot in the door, and then kicks the door down for the rest of us, and then want to start flowing in there like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, I noticed another interview you did with the Mirror, and you're talking about kind of social issues and you know, kind of anti-immigrant sentiment and stuff. And I almost feel hesitant to kind of ask, because I don't want to put that pressure on you to talk about it. But I did notice that you were speaking publicly about it. Do you feel like a responsibility, which is you shouldn't?
Yeah.
But like, is it important to you to kind of speak out in those things?
Yeah, of course it is. It's important for me to speak out because I feel like it could be someone's voice that can be heard, because a lot of people that I know would have similar mindsets to the people that are going to them kind of protests. I'm like, but you know me, and I understand that there's a lot of fear that's going on within the country, within the whole world. You know what I mean? Like it's not just Ireland. I'm seeing these things happening, and I feel like I can take personal responsibility to show people that people can want to come here for a better future, and not everyone's going to come here just to try wreck the place or fucking do whatever they think they're doing. People come here for a better future. People are looking for a better life. Like if my parents weren't given the same opportunities that people are coming over now, I would never be in the same position that I'm in now. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be able to represent Ireland on a world stage in a professional setting in a sport. You know, I would have never got that opportunity. But that was my dream. I wanted to represent Zimbabwe. I wanted to represent Ireland, and obviously I feel like I'm probably the most qualified person to speak on the subject. And sometimes, obviously, like people see me as a qualified guy, so they ask me the question. So like I don't mind being the person that speaks up against it or speaks up for the people. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to things like that. So it's just sort of them things. Like I feel like just being in the circumstances I am now, I feel like I'm probably the best person to talk about it. But at the same time, I'm kind of just like, oh, do you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
just leave fighting to me. Just leave me to fight, whatever. But obviously, like I have to like I was saying about the maturity thing. I have to be able to voice my opinion on things that I do feel passionate about, and also be able to kind of speak the truth on things that people might not know about. And obviously, there's a lot of fear, and I do understand where them people are coming from. And that's the thing. You have to be able to kind of see both sides of the viewpoint, and kind of come together in some sort of like rational and civilized kind of agreement to it, rather than going and just burning places down because I think people are going to be coming there. Do you know?
Yeah, very well said. And I mean, you kind of were thrust into this in a different manner earlier on in your career with the was it they called you British?
They call me British. Yeah.
With like, the great I'm black. I'm like I'm a pint of Guinness.
Yeah, I'm black and Irish like a pint of Guinness. Yeah. That was actually Chris's line, and I know Chris is going to be like to me, I gave it out and blah blah. I was like, no, I'm giving you the credit for it. It was you, Chris. It was you.
Well, look, we'll put that aside.
Yeah.
Fighting Rory Evans. What do you see in him? You know, the last fight was about getting the monkey off the back with the win in Dublin. What's this fight about?
This fight is about proving that I'm one of the best guys in this division, and a lot of the guys that have beat Rory have pushed on to go on and kind of fight for the belt. Like Liam went to fight for the belt. Jack Egnan beat him there, I think, recently enough, and he's fighting Dan Joyce, and I feel like that's probably maybe a title eliminator or pushing them onto the title. So like the guys that have beat him have pushed on. So I want to beat him the best way that he's been beaten before. Do you know? And like I was saying, like the monkey's off my bank now. Like the only thing I'm looking to do here is just go in here, perform, and just enjoy it again. You know, I'm looking forward to the whole process. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying the process. Nothing about like not even the training. Training's fine. Nothing about anything outside of it is a problem to me anymore. So I'm just really enjoying the process. I'm looking forward just to kind of showing people that the skills that I've acquired over the last 6 years are just going to get fine-tuned into a beautiful performance now on Saturday.
Yeah, Evans. I mean, he's 12 fights. I think double the fights that you have. I know he's a 6-6 record, but he's a well-rounded fighter. I would say grappling would be a strong point.
Yeah.
Are you looking to go in here and test those grappling skills that you've been acquiring lately against?
Like him? I'm not going to look. I'm not, like if whatever happens, if the opportunity springs itself, and I'm like, right, I'll just take this fella down. I'll take it. But I know my game plan is quite strong and it's quite set in the way that like I'm very long and I hit hard. So the easiest route to victory would be that. And anti-grappling and thing, but like if we do enter the grappling exchanges, and like I'm not going to look to break straight away, you know, I'm not going to look to be like just anti-grappling constantly. I'm like if I find a couple of opportunities there to land a couple of knees, land a couple of elbows, I'm gonna stay in the clinch. I'm gonna work there with him, and like I'm not. Like I train with some of the best guys in Europe, do you know what I mean? And this gym has really kind of proven over the years, and the quality of fighters coming out of it, that we are a leading gym in Europe, and like there's no reason to be scared of anyone anymore, you know. Like if I want to be as good, if I am as good as I think I am, there's no reason to be afraid of anyone that's floating around the cage war circuit, because I want to be fighting the best in the world. I'm fighting the best in Europe now, and I want to progress on to fighting the best in the world. So it's just they're all just stepping stones. Like I feel like Rory's a good stepping stone. The next fight will be another stepping stone, and I'm not looking too far ahead in the future, which is something I would have done quite a bit before. I mean, I would have got a win. I'm like, oh yeah, UFC, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm like, I'll just leave that in the back burner. I know where I'm going, but I need to focus on what I'm doing right now.
How do you expect the fight to play out against Rory?
I expected to play out. Like I was watching a lot of his fights. I was expecting to kind of come in. He's gonna be standing for a little bit. I know he's gonna shoot eventually. I know that shot's gonna come, and I feel like he's gonna try mixing the kickboxing and try and make me fall into like a bit of a lull. That's gonna be a kickboxing match. But like I know that takedown's gonna come, and I know he's gonna be shooting at one point or another. And then it's just a matter of just pinging him with jabs, pinging him with the jab, pinging him with the jab, pinging him with the right hand. Then. So before, like in my last fight, like I was saying, I was just throwing jabs left, right, and centre, you know. And it's a great plan, but I want to land the right hand. And like I've changed my style up a little bit as well, because like I was kind of low hand style. Now I'm going to be coming in hands up, looking to land combinations, and instead of looking for single shots, I'm looking for a lot more combinations.
I know you don't want to look too far ahead. Liam Gittins is the champion in the division. Mm-hmm. How far off are you from fighting a guy like Liam Gittins?
I feel like after this fight, probably 1 or 2 fights. Yeah, definitely about 1 or 2 fights, and just like don't get me wrong, like I'm not looking past Rory. He's literally firmly in my crosshairs. But after this fight, I want to be active. You know, like I need to be fighting as regularly as possible to get to where I want to be going. So I can't be fighting two times a year. This is what I was talking to Adam Shelly about. I can't be fighting 2 times a year. I need to be fighting at least 3-4 times a year, because we're ready all the time. We train all the time. It's not like we go in and out of camps. We're ready to go all the time. So after this fight, I'll be looking to, even if it's something short notice, I don't care if it's a guy with less experience than me that doesn't push me on. A fight's a fight, you know. Yeah. Like the W on your record is still be a W, do you know what I mean? So it's just a matter of just racking them up. And like I was saying to you before this, like the belt is important. The belt would be great, but winning and getting to the next stage is more important than any of that.
I mean, and you were fairly active last year. I think it was like four fights in the space of around 12, 13 months. Mm-hmm. I do remember though that you said to me that you wanted to get on like either the London or the Newcastle card after Dublin. Yeah. Was there ever talks of that, or did?
There was talks of that, actually. Yeah, there actually was talks of that. So there was a pull-out for that fight. I'm not even going to say who it is, but there's a pull-out for that fight, and Chris texted me. He was like, yeah, I'm ready to rock, and he actually said the other guy said no. So I was just like whatever. Like I was ready. I done my job. But I accepted the fight, and he said no. So like it actually did end up happening. So like I'm hoping kind of something similar happens to this fight, because I think there's April 20th in Glasgow, which would be great, because there's a couple of bantamweights on that as well. So just like cutting back down to bantamweight now. I don't know about that, but like if there's a catchweight there, I'll definitely be able to jump on it. Yeah.
Well, look, next step is this Saturday in Dublin's RDS Arena. Taka Mhandu taking on Rory Evans live on UFC Fight Pass. Cage Warriors 170, headlined by James Sheehan, taking on Daniel Conrad for the vacant welterweight title, and the return of one big news, Paul Hughes. Do you reckon he goes to the UFC after this?
I would be surprised if he doesn't. You know, Paul. I feel like Paul does deserve it. You know, especially after that last performance, I feel like he does deserve it. And if the UFC be weird, it'd be weird for them not to take him. You know, so like I feel like after this fight, another big finish, which I anticipate you will do. I feel like the next step for Paul has to be the UFC. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, look, we'll find out after Saturday night. Similarly, with what's next for Taka Mhandu. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in on UFC Fight Pass.
Thank you very much for your time, Andy. Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks
so much, man.